it's Gwen and I am back today with something a little bit different for you all. As you can see, I am in my studio, but I am actually about to head out to a scrapbook retreat. So I thought it could be really fun to show you how I would go about setting up for one. This is exactly how I plan on setting it up at the retreat that I'm going to. I thought I would go through all the little bits and pieces like my little storage units here. I'll give you all of the details for those. I also have for you a crop packing list. It's a free printable. There's a link in the description box below for that one. And we'll get into all the bits and pieces that I take and my must-haves for scrapbook retreats. Okay, so first up is, we'll go through the KMART goodies, I think. First up is this wire foldable shelf, that one there. It does, those legs do fold up so that it does become totally flat, really great for traveling. And what I like about it is that you can actually scooch your craft mat underneath it. So you've got the ability to then have all of this stacking storage space, but you're not encroaching on the crafting area that you have, because sometimes at retreats the crafting space can be a bit small. So it kind of maximizes the height that you have in your space. I will leave links in the description box below too for all of the supplies. So if you wanted to go and grab them, you can. Next up is this two-tier storage shelf, and I actually like this guy because he fits exactly on the wire rack. He's the same width as the wire rack. So what you can do is these drawers just slide out, so you've got easy access to your items. I actually find personally that this is actually quite enough space. Quite often you want to grab a washi or something, you can do that pretty easily. I've got my adhesives this end. This tab here, this little section here does move, so it adjusts on all of these little, what do you call them, spots. So you can adjust that anywhere along there as you please. I've got my ATG in the top. I will keep my scissors and my the things I'm going to be grabbing all the time up there, because that's even easier to get access to. So I really love that one. This one does fold as well, so it actually travels totally flat. So that's, you know, you could put both of these things, even if you were traveling to retreat on a bus or by plane, you could still take those two items. So love those. Next up, we have the small plastic tubs. Now these guys are sort of similar to ones I have seen at IKEA, but these have lids, so I actually prefer this one. This one's also from KMART. I'm going to put, so what I do is when I'm working on a collection, if I have bits and pieces, all the ephemera packs and things will go in there. So that'll be for the collection that I'm actually working with at the time, so that I have all of the bits and pieces from that one collection. Super, super handy. I am going to go through with you what I pack and how I pack, and that will kind of make a bit more sense in a moment here or two. I've also got my drink bottle. Hydration is super important when you're at retreat, because it's a lot of chatting and it's a lot of late nights and it's, you know, a lot of eating. So it's important to stay hydrated. So I always make sure I have my insulated water bottle with me. And I've also got, these are the narrow fridge organizers, and they are amazing because they store perfectly 12 by 12 pattern papers and collections. So this is how I store my supplies in my craft room. So it's so good to just be able to grab that box and bring it with me. I've got a little packet of extra cardstock here that I'm going to keep in this container, and then there's a couple of Pink Fresh, I believe, Pink Fresh collections and all the bits and pieces of ephemera. So when I am working on this collection, and a layout with this collection, that is, I'm going to pull out all those little bits and pieces, and they're actually going to end up in here so that I have really quick, easy access to them, and I can flick through the elements and they're going to be right there. So that's those things. I've also going to obviously take my T-square ruler. I'm going to take my favorite scissors. That's my little guillotine trimmer, and then this is my full 12 by 12 trimmer. And lucky last, for lighting, I'm going to take this. This guy is pretty new to me. I've only had him for about a month, and it's the Unique U lighting kit. So it does run on USB, and I don't know how much. I think I probably should charge it. I don't think I've got enough charge in it. Nah. But there's a light here, and then there's a light here. And what this is the device that I've actually been using to record my videos with, my process videos with. So I thought I'm going to test it out. I actually bought it for this very purpose, to be able to still record a few bits and pieces while I'm on retreat, but also while we're away in the caravan, in the hope that I can continue making videos if we, spend more time away in the van. So I'm going to test it out. This is the first time I'm taking it to a retreat. I always take a light, but not this one. So we'll see. I'll let you know how that goes. And lucky last, down here is my luggage. So that's the bag that I will take, which has all the goodies in it. So I will keep that probably like on the floor there like that. Just put the ones that I'm using in the, the fridge containers. And then, the bulk of the supplies will just live there. It does have this little bag here as well. I don't think I'm going to take that this time. We'll see. I'll let you know about that too. So what I will do now is grab the plan for the retreat and how I pack my little bag here, and we'll go through that. Okay, so we'll get on to how I pack the bag in a moment. This is a copy of the packing list, and it just goes through the essentials that you need to take with you, just a tick and flick list. I've got personal items because I always forget things like my chargers or my water bottle. I've also listed a cushion to sit on. It's nice to be comfortable when you're retreating, especially because you are sitting for really long periods of time. I've got a space here for other, and then some other bits and pieces. So your pizza box for your completed projects, your power boards, any kind of baby wipes and paper towel if you're into mixed media and you want that kind of thing. And of course some empty spaces so you can fill out things based on your needs. So that's in the description box below. Now on to my bag. Okay, so if you've known me for a hot minute, you will know that I am a planner. I've been on a few retreats, and I have found that what works for me is planning out my projects and planning out my time a little bit, rather than just grabbing a bunch of supplies and popping them into a tote. I find that I'll be the most productive when I go into retreat with a plan. To be honest, I get a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of things that are going on, the buzz in the room and all of that. And I can get a bit of, I don't know what the word is. I want to say like stage fright, but it's not. But I don't know. I look at all of the other beautiful projects that everyone's making, and then I start to be like, I'm not sure what I want to do. And I don't want to look silly. I want to make sure that my page turns out right. I don't know, it's a bit silly, but that's just how it is. So to combat that, I will always go into retreat with a plan. So what I do is I put together not project kits, but actual plans for pages. So for example, this one is going to be, so I've got everything here ready to go. I don't have to go digging anywhere. So I write myself little notes so that I don't get there and just be like, oh, what was I going to do with this again? I already know. So this is the garden planter cut file that I'm going to be using. And then I've got them on, I just keep them in these 13 by 13 baggies. They're just little Ziploc baggies. I got, I don't know, 1,000 of them years ago. I print my photo and I have that ready. I know I'm going to be using on my notes My Favorite Story by Pink Fresh Studio. So I've chosen the collection that I'm going to use. I know the photo that I'm going to use, and I have a plan for the page. So I've even written here So I know that's my cut file. Use rainbow paper to back small pieces in cut file. So if I go into here, I saw the other day that there's this pattern paper here, and I thought a really good way to use it up might be to back some of these flowers and die cut pieces with the solid colors in this pattern paper. So that's the plan for this page. So when I get to retreat, I won't have to sit here and go, oh, what should I do? What should I start with? There's so many decisions and I only bought so many things, or I might look at what someone else is doing and be like, oh, well, maybe I should have done that. Oh, but I didn't bring those supplies. Or it just gives me a plan. It gives me a starting point, a jumping off point. And it also means I only pack what I need. So I'm only packing this collection for this layout. Now, having said that though, I do have another photo that I found that I thought, you know what, it would go really great with this same collection. So I am doubling up on projects. I'm not doing one collection and one photo. I'm going to do probably between 2 and 3 photos using one set of collection. And what I'll do too, when I go to create this, I will pull out all of these bits and bobs, and these are the little guys that will sit in here. So they'll either sit in there like that, or I might even pull them out. But whatever I'm working on currently, I love this container too, because when it's not on the top, it can sit underneath. And that's all going to be there. I'm going to have it on hand, really, really close by, and I'll be able to work. And I still have, see how I still have my 12 by 12 working space here? So I've got all of this extra storage up here, but I still have like a regular standard creating area. So what I also do, just so that I can see what I'm bringing, is I actually write it all out. So for this retreat, it's 3 days, and I currently have 12 projects in mind. So it'll just say, so Rainbow Love cut file, Pink Fresh some days. So I think that's a different collection. Yeah, this one's a different one. I did pack a couple of Pink Fresh collections. And then I'll write a brief description of the picture. There's a picture of me and Katie, but it's all going to be in that little bag anyway. So I won't have trouble finding the photo because it will all be in there together like this. I'm actually going to keep that rainbow paper in there because then it will be ready to go. I find these boards too. I just got these boards from my local craft shop. They're just chipboard, and I just really like how solid they are. They keep everything from getting creased if I put them in there properly, which I did not. There we go. Yeah, so I'll just have this list. Like, I don't need to work at it through. I haven't planned out like that's project number 1, but it just gives me 12 things that I know that I don't have to think about, that I can just pull out and get going with. The other good thing about that is that if I've got design team work coming up or projects that I have to get done based on a time frame, then yeah, then I know what they are. Might prioritize those. At least they'll be top of my focus, and I'll have a plan. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I am super excited to get to retreat. As I did mention in a previous video, my daughter's coming with me. So I've actually duplicated some of this setup for her. Her bag of goodies. Actually, I should show you. Let me show you. Okay, so this is Caitlin's box. This is all that she's taking to retreat in terms of creating materials. So one 12 or 13 by 13 inch box. This box I have taken in the past and also popped on top of this wire rack. It does sit up there. It is a little bit heavy though, so it will work though. So yeah, this is her box, and she is very new to scrapbooking. She's done a little bit in the past, but she wanted to come along to retreat, and I felt for her it might be best for her to have just a single project. So she is actually going to make a little flip book. So I bought these ages ago and I still haven't used them. So I said, you know what, honey, you can have it, and we will make you a little mini album of sorts, I guess. So I think they were from eBay. years ago. I'm talking years ago. I got a mint one as well, mint coloured one as well. This is the punch, the 6-hole punch that fits this little guy here. So she's taking this and this. And then I've given her a couple of collections, just 2. Dear Lizzie, what's that one called? I don't know what this one's called. It's a really pretty, bright, fun, I don't know. I forget what it said, what it was called. Does it say? Oh, She's Magic. So look at that, really, really fun, bright colour palette, very young vibe. So I thought that would be really, really nice to work with this. And I've just given her all the bits and pieces that I have left of it. I've done a couple of layouts with that collection, but there's still a heap left, stack. And then I gave her this Teen Spirit. Ooh, Echo Park? Yeah, Echo Park Team Spirit. And it will also mix and match with that. So I feel like that's going to be enough. There's a little ephemera pack and there's a 6x6 paper pad. There's not too much in that, but some really cute papers. And I feel like that's going to be enough choices for her. I'm going to keep her choices really, really simple. And that way I feel like you could choose any pattern paper from here and any pattern paper from here, really, and put them side by side in this little mini album and it'll look good. So she won't have to worry too much about that. She has a bunch of photos that she has taken of our cat mainly. Some of these I've taken. I think initially we were talking about just making it an album of our pet cat, Ferris. But then she had a couple of pictures. I don't really want to share them because they're of her friends. But she had a couple of pictures of herself and her friends. There she is, you know, with the Snapchat filters and stuff. So we're going to pop those in there as well. So it'll just be like a little mini album of things that she enjoys. And that's going to be her project for the whole time that we're away. And I've popped it all into this little box here. It all fits beautifully. And then obviously she'll have to take or get her scissors and tape. But she won't need a lot more than that for that little project. And I feel like that's my goal. It would be really nice if she could come away from retreat having something pretty much done. I feel like she'll get a lot out of that rather than starting something that's really big or just not knowing, like even the format of a 12 by 12 can be a bit overwhelming. So I thought this small format, cute little pages, she can just stick and plonk and just not worry too much about making it perfect, and we'll make her a lovely little album that she can look back on in years to come. I will see what footage I can take on retreat. Who knows? I'm very respectful of other people though, so I don't like to take a lot of footage with other people unless they're okay with it. So we will just see, we'll see. I will give you a recap though when I get back and maybe show you what I got done. Who knows how much of the plan actually comes into real life. I'm going to try and record some videos down there. We'll see what this angle looks like. It will be something similar to this. I think the clincher will be the lighting, but anyway, thanks for being here, my creative friends. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it gave you some ideas for when you're going on your next retreat. I hope that's really, really soon. We've all been waiting such a long time to get away, haven't we? And I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye.